Look at that. We're live, ladies and gentlemen.
Another
Welcome
Wednesday.
to a Wednesdays with Harry edition of Lunchables, everybody. I think we're on day like 546 of quarantine. Today you got myself, K-Mess, Jesse, J. Roger, and the one and only Harry Mays from SiriusXM's biggest new show, The Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays, on SiriusXM, channel 211, Mondays through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Fellas, how we doing today?
Good. Feel good.
We're hanging in. I think the sun is helping my my emotional state right now. You know, those clouds are getting to me, so I'm feeling good now. Sun's out, sitting next to a window. It's a good day.
I'm stuck here in the basement, no windows, so I don't get to see that. But I'm hoping, maybe after this, going for a little walk, maybe. It's a little chilly, but I'll take it. All right, let's get right into this. And since, I was saying, I think we're on day like 546 of quarantine is what it feels like. Let's walk through what a normal daily routine looks like. With all honesty, I think we're like, middle of week 5, right?
Yeah, we're in week
full time.
Yeah.
So, what's your new norm? Harry, I'll start with you. What's a normal day look like for Harry Mays right now?
It's pretty boring. I get up around, get out of bed around 7:30, which is a lot later than I used to. I used to get up around 5:36 because there's just no motivation to get up any earlier. You know what I mean? I'm going, okay, I'm up. Now what do I do? So I'll make the bed. I got certain chores around the house, and one of them is making the bed. So I'll do that. My wife starts working at our dining room table, which is now her office for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
That is my wife's as well.
And make my shake. I usually put together a vegetable and protein and all this other nonsense into this shake, and I'll make that, and I'll take it downstairs, drink it while I'm on the internet. I'm constantly on the internet searching for content for the show. I mean, that's pretty much my job. Get on Twitter, get on all, various websites, search for just somewhat interesting and informative stuff to talk about. And Tony's doing the same thing. Meanwhile, he's not one of these guys that's, the big talent of the show and shows up 5 minutes before expecting everybody else to do the work. He's doing as much work as I am. So we always want to have more stuff than we can talk about. We want to be over prepared. So I'm basically doing that. And then I'll take a break and get on the treadmill, and I'll walk for an hour to an hour and a half, and probably put on, the Golf Channel or some sort of news channel just to have something to look at. I'm not really paying attention to it or listening to it. I need something to sort of focus on. And after that's done, I'll probably take a shower, go back down, check some more stuff if anything's happened, emails, that sort of thing, eat my lunch, get in the car, drive down to the studio, do the show, come back, have a drink, have dinner, and then hope to find something worth watching on television before I pass out around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. That's the day. That's it.
That is it. All right. So what's the normal quarantine evening drink? Is it the vodka cran? Or are we going a little
It's
Woodford?
whatever I have left. Like, I'm running out of vodka. Every day the supply goes, lower and lower. And we're expecting a reshipment arriving either today or tomorrow. But, I'm scrounging together. Like, I found a bottle in the freezer last night that I forgot we had. It was like this orange Stolichnaya orange vodka. Yep. So I poured a glass of that. I mean, it's any port in a storm right now. You know what I'm saying?
That was my wife's
Stolio.
Yeah,
she
right.
Found 2 bottles in the back for my 30th surprise birthday party. It was like I think it was Stoli vanilla and double cross vodka. So she's like, this is what we're doing right now.
Right. That's like when when I was in my early 20s and in college, I'd always hide a $20 bill in my wallet when I had a wallet. I don't have wallets anymore, but I'd stick it somewhere where I'd forget where it was. And then when I'm out of money, I'd go, scarfing through the wallet and I'd find it. It was like finding gold.
Oh, is there really isn't much better. If you're doing the laundry and you're taking, and then all of a sudden you find a 5 or a 20 in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, yep. Or like a jacket you haven't worn since last year and you put it on and there's money in there. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable. All right, Jay, give me your day.
So I for the first week, kind of like Harry, I started sleeping in, and I had to break it because my biggest fear was when everything does go back to normal and my alarm clock starts going off at 5:30 in the morning again. I'd just be in a world of hurt. So
Yep.
I still set my alarm super early. I used to go to the gym that early, not happening anymore. So honestly, I'm at my computer working by like 6:30 in the morning, just to literally 'cause there's nothing else to do, and I just want to make sure I'm awake. But I mean, the one positive is, I have a baby at home, so I'm spending so much more time with her.
Oh yeah.
I get her out of bed in the morning, so we do that. But the one great thing, man, I'm making breakfast every morning. I mean, eggs, breakfast meat. We're doing,
Yep.
coffee. So the full spread breakfast every day has to be the highlight of quarantine for me.
Right.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Dude, I've been slicing up the ham from Easter every morning, putting in a little omelet. It's been great.
Yeah,
Nice.
like this. It's just my breakfast game is unbelievable right now, and
Strong.
I never was a midday workout guy, but I can't work out at 6 in the morning when the baby's sleeping. So midday, go to the basement, get a workout in, and then back to work for a few hours. And much like Harry, then comes the afternoon drink and dinner. I mean, once it's beyond like 4 p.m., what the hell am I
Right.
supposed to do?
Yeah. What about on the weekends?
Pop the TV
When
on.
does it start on the weekends? Yeah.
Boozing? Like lunchtime.
12 o'clock on Friday.
Like by the time you start texting people like, "What's up? How's everybody's quarantine going?" They're like, "Oh, I just opened a beer." Oh, don't mind if I do.
Right.
Yeah, every Friday, my work team, we have a happy hour, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna have a happy hour at noon and not start drinking. So,
Right.
and then
Yeah,
it's like
Kev, your weekly noon happy hour is wild.
I mean, it's pretty awesome.
The fact
I've
that you
lost
call it
14.
happy hour.
I've lost 14 pounds so far.
14.
Yeah, 14.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I'm at
I was
like
fat,
6.5.
really, really fat. Now you got to, So now I'm just slightly less fat.
Yeah, I'm dropping weight
Skinny
too.
fat.
It's probably because instead of eating huge meal, like I'll have a big breakfast and then I'll just like pick at snacks the rest of the day.
Yep.
So my calories have to be down. I'm dropping weight over here.
Good.
It's all right. You're getting the beach body ready for no beach.
For when we're maybe allowed to go to the beach at some point.
Yeah, in a bubble. You got to sit in a trash bag. All right, I'll run through mine real quick.
Kev, what's your daily looking like?
All right, so lately, I mean, we were kind of sleeping in a little bit too, but lately it's been getting nicer out. It's not too cold, not too hot. It's like the perfect weather to sleep with the windows open. So we've been sleeping with the windows open, and in our backyard, 5:30 every morning, there's this fucking bird that just wakes up and just sings, and it's the same bird and tweet, 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 and for like 45 minutes straight. So it wakes me up, and I have to go and close the windows, and then my wife's just laying there, and she's like, just shoot the bird, please, just shoot the fucking bird. So I get woken up by the bird every morning. Same kind of thing. Go downstairs. Always have to have my espresso, as everybody knows. So make the espresso, and then I get a text message from my wife while she's still upstairs to make her coffee. Hop on work, I don't know, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, banging out emails and everything. Now, some people make fun of us here, but my wife and I actually, I'm usually at the couch, and she's at the kitchen table. And we set our Alexa for every 30 minutes. And when the alarm goes off, we get up and do like some sort of exercise, like 50 jumping jacks or rack out 20 push-ups, just to keeps the day moving, keeps you moving. So after that, we come down and usually do a workout. Shout out Tony Bria, was one of our sponsors the other day. If you haven't been, Bria Method on Facebook and Instagram, his workouts are second to none. I was dying yesterday. I burned 1,000 calories in an hour. And then, we come back in, do a little more work, maybe catch one of those crazy news conferences that have been going on around 5, 6 o'clock. And then we've been trying not to drink during the week, but it gets to like today. We might make it through Monday and Tuesday.
Why?
This is not my decision. This is the boss.
What's the point of that?
Thank you. I would love an answer to that, but it doesn't happen. We make it through like Monday and maybe Tuesday, and then Wednesday comes and it's just down the hill. So trust me. But if I have to, I come into the basement and sip on a little bourbon while she's in a Temple night class upstairs. So I have my wife. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean,
I'll be honest with you. You mentioned wanting to kill that bird. That sounds like the best way to wake up. Windows cracked, maybe a little chilly, little bird tweeting. Like, what a beautiful way to wake up. and you and Lisa want to kill the damn bird.
Right.
It's not a little bird just tweeting. It's like meep, 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 meep. It's not even like, it doesn't have a rhythm.
So it's not
I
like
thought
the
birds knew how to
birds-
sing.
It's not like the birds at the Masters.
No.
Okay.
That's got to be piped in. That can't be real. Or I have a little bird that's a little off in my backyard.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
The one thing that I'm worried about is, like you kind of said, sleeping in, like this becoming so normal that once we get back to normalcy, it's like feels strange. I don't think it'll happen, but you know, I don't know. All right. Well, speaking of normalcy, the NFL has the NFL draft next week, right?
Yes.
And I have to admit, when they said that free agency was going to go on, I was a little hesitant. I thought maybe they would get, a black eye for that, but thank God that they did that, because the normalcy of guys getting signed and everything was awesome. So, Harry, I'll start with you. With the draft next week, obviously it's going to be so different than any other draft we've ever had, but what does having the NFL draft next week mean to all of us sports craved, starved fans?
First of all, I think the NFL is black eye proof. I don't know that they could do anything that would really. I know Adam Schefter was all up in arms about the bad look and so forth, which hey, it's his opinion, but I don't share that. I think it's going to be just awesome for people that are starved for something to divert themselves from COVID-19 news, which most of it is bad, depending on where you look to get it. And I think this is going to be a salvation, if you will, for sports fans. I mean, I'm preparing to watch the thing, with no clothes on. I'm just going to sit. It's going to be like porn for me. It's like when the wife is on a business trip and you're done with work, you got an extra couple of hours to kill. It's like that. Chris Rock had something in his famous stand-up about that. You can go back and research. That's what I'm talking about. That's what this is for guys. It's just like that.
Roger's going to talk dirty to all of us.
I can't wait. I'm going to miss the Goodell bro hugs though. I want to see him in his own house. Give it. You gotta love those, especially when the big linemen like pick him up and his face is like, what the.
Goodell's going to love the fact
are you
that
excited?
Yeah, man, definitely. And I think Goodell's going to love the fact that there's not an arena full of people booing his ass every time he comes on stage.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking forward to this more than Goodell.
I hope everybody is going to be booing him from home.
Yeah, for sure. But I think the word you used, normalcy, is key. Like, just being able to follow the draft. I don't care what format it's in, how it looks, how it sounds. It's the draft. You know what I mean? I think that just brings normalcy back. And like Harry said, it's like 24/7 COVID news. Like whether you're online, whether it's TV. Like I've just started to not tune it out. Obviously, it's important, but I can't focus into it all day long. Like I know what's going on. I know I need to stay in my house. Let's talk about other shit. So yeah, man, I'm super hyped for the draft, and I think the normalcy factor is the biggest thing for me.
I can't wait to see the whole spectacle that it's going to be. We were just talking offline that NFL Network and ESPN are coming together to do one broadcast because the NFL Network's shut down. These guys are going to basically look like we look right now, sitting on their couch with their cell phones when they're getting drafted. So I mean, seeing how the draft is brought to us, I'm so excited about. And I mean, I'm going to be excited until about the 17th pick when Dallas is on the clock, and then they trade back 3 spots for a 7th round pick, and then draft a center. And I see, and then they go to Jerry Jones and Steven sitting on their couch clapping, just the two of them. It's going to be miserable. And then Henry Ruggs goes to the going
to go to the
Ruggs. Yeah. Goes to absolutely. Or the Eagles trade up to 16 for nothing, and then they get Henry Ruggs. So that is going to bring us right back to normalcy, like you said, Jesse.
Just perpetual disappointment from the Cowboys. That's normalcy.
I wonder if can you imagine if the time runs out on somebody because they couldn't, their internet goes down and they couldn't get the pick in.
Well, I think the NFL is going to give teams some leeway if things like that happen, or if there's maybe a late trade, with the clock running down. I think they're going to have to, given the fact of the logistics of all this stuff with everybody in different spots. I think they're probably going to have to take that on a case-by-case basis. I thought they might add an extra maybe 2 minutes to their time in between picks, but apparently they're not doing that.
I mean, why not? None of us would care if the draft lasted 8 hours.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good.
I'd actually prefer if it just went till like 4 a.m.
I think they should just don't stop. Let's just go all night through Saturday. Just keep the train. I am a little disappointed that we're not going to see all the players on the boats going in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
that was the most.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. All right, since we're talking draft, I don't know if you guys have seen any of these, but there are a ton of prop bets out there, and obviously, betting gamblers, sports fans, we're again starved for gambling because there's basically nothing to bet on. I watched a little dad and his son playing tennis in the parking lot the other day, and I wanted to bet on the kid to beat the dad just because I was starved for gambling. But some of these prop bets, I'm going to run through 6 of them, and I want to see where both of you would land on these. So, Harold, we'll start with you. First prop bet: will any draftee be shown drinking a beer on camera? It's yes plus 250, no minus 400. Where's your value?
Well, I'm going to go with the plus 250 and yes, because I think, and there's no way I'm laying 4-1 that some offensive lineman somewhere isn't going to crack a beer, who's been in, he's 21 years old and he's, 335 pounds, 6'8", and he wants to crack a beer. He's going to crack a beer. So I'll say plus 250.
Yeah, I'm hammering the plus 250. And when I first thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, people don't know if they're on camera, they're all remote, but it's not going to be an accident. It's going to be, like Harris said, some 21-year-old dude just hammering a beer and just doesn't give a shit. So yeah, I'm taking that plus 250 all day.
Yeah, can you imagine, like you said, an offensive lineman from Iowa who gets drafted by the Bears? Like, he's just shotgunning, and he's going to be beloved. There's going to be shirts made after him tomorrow. Oh, yeah, 100%. You have to take plus 250. All right, here's an interesting. So, total number of dogs shown in the first round: over 3.5 plus 100, under 3.5 minus 140. Tara?
I'll go over.
Lassie?
I'll go over.
So we're going.
I'll say over. There's at least 4 dogs, because one guy might have 4 dogs all by himself.
Another the lineman from Iowa sitting on his couch with his 4 dogs, and we're in.
Yeah, I'm crushing the over as well. Everybody's at home, right? Like, if I'm sitting on the couch, my dog's going to be sitting next to me, or at least in the background by accident. So whether they want you to see their dogs or not, there's going to be dogs. And I would be surprised if there's over 4 who are literally just holding their dogs on camera.
And a lot of the times, if you do have a dog and the dog wants to jump on the couch or wants to jump on the lap, you don't have a choice of stopping it. So it's going to happen. All right, cats.
Yeah, we're seeing tons of dogs.
Tons of dogs. Hopefully not so many cats. Not a cat person, but it's very, very lower than the dogs, obviously, because cats are very skittish. But total cats shown in the first round, under 0.5 minus 120, over 0.5 minus 120.
I'll go under. Simply because cats aren't, they like to go run and hide when there's, big stuff going on. And if there's going to be a camera set up in your room, the cat's going to probably, just run upstairs and go find some place to hide. So I am a cat guy. I've had cats, and I kind of know this, that they want no parts of this kind of stuff.
No.
So I'll go no. Plus, I think, people, unless there's somebody that has a pet tiger, that wants to jump on the whole Tiger King craze.
Oh, I love it. Can you imagine?
I'll go no.
Yesy?
Yeah, I think I'm going under as well, because when I think of, guys who are going to be playing in the NFL, they don't own cats. Like, there's not going to be any cats around. So that's my reasoning, is none of these guys own cats. They're all, like Carson Wentz. He's got, the golden retrievers. They're all big dog guys. You're not going to see cats around.
All right, I'm gonna disagree with you guys and go to over. I mean, it's 1 cat, and I hope now, like, Joe Burrow just gets drafted and just has a cat. He sees this and he's just petting the cat as he gets drafted. 1 cat, bang. Again, can you imagine the offensive lineman from Iowa? Just
Oh yeah.
instead of the dogs, he's just petting a cat while he drinks his beer.
That's the dude who's going to own a baby tiger. Is the O-line
Yeah,
from
right.
Iowa.
Right.
1,000. Carol Baskin is going to donate the tiger. All right. We have, who will the number one pick, probably Joe Burrow, hug first? So we got mom at plus 125, dad at plus 250, girlfriend at plus 300, a friend at plus 700, and a sibling at plus 700.
I'm not really sure I know Joe Burrow's family situation all that well, but I'll take a flyer on mom at plus 125.
If Joe Burrow's a smart guy, it's got to be mom.
Yeah.
Anybody but mom in that situation is a major violation. And if you hug the girlfriend before the mom, you kiss any thoughts of a marriage goodbye, because mom will not approve of that girl moving forward.
Like, do we know that he has a girlfriend? Because I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the
So I
number
guess we're
one
just
pick
assuming.
number one pick in the draft, you might want to go stag. You know what I'm saying? For
Keep your options open.
Right.
It's like your first big movie premiere on the red carpet. You bring mom.
Right.
You don't bring a girl. No, yeah, and the sibling.
Yeah, you got to hug your mom.
You have to. It has to be mom, and I think that's why it's plus 125. So we're all going mom around the board. And the last prop bet: will any draftee pop champagne? Yes, plus 500. No, minus 900.
I hate laying 9 to get 1, but I'm going to say no on champagne.
No champagne.
Yeah.
What if it's prosecco? Does prosecco count as champagne?
Isn't that just for women?
Prosecco? I don't know. It's
like counts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's apparently that's Italian champagne. I think prosecco is.
My wife drinks it.
That's so does mine.
Yeah,
and it's fucking delicious, gentlemen. Don't act like it's not.
What time's the draft starts? Oh, this is just the first round. I was gonna say, you never know. One of these guys might be sipping on a mimosa Saturday morning.
Well, that's true
when they get drafted. True. But I think that's also first round. But yeah, I would probably go no. Jesse, you go no?
Let me get specific real quick. Are we talking the player who gets drafted or someone in the shot?
Draftee. So the player pop champagne. You seem like you would be a champagne guy.
I was just saying, I still think somebody pops a bottle of champagne. So yeah, I'm taking yes.
Okay. Well, next week after we'll see. All right, we got 2 more topics. We're through the NFL draft, but if you guys are living under a rock and you don't have the news on, Dr. Fauci, who's been all over this pandemic, was saying today that he believes that sports can come back before normal life returns. If players are quarantined, living in hotels, and stadiums are empty. Mm-hmm. So, Harry, hearing this today, does this give you some kind of hope?
Well, when I saw that report and, it was attached to Dr. Fauci's name, I immediately, it has gravitas, and you're saying, hey, well, this isn't just, the president saying that football is going to start on time. This is a quote unquote expert. So that made me hopeful of it. And I think that will help bring normal life back for everyone, just to be able to watch whatever their, sport of choice is, if it's available on TV, whether it be the NBA playoffs, the NHL, playing up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in an empty arena. I don't give a shit. I just want to see it. So that made me hopeful, but I do have to couch that when I start thinking that Fauci was, on TV all over the place in late January saying that the Americans had nothing to worry about with the coronavirus. And then again in late February, he was still not, to the point where we should have to change our life or alter our life. 2 weeks later, life changed as we know it. So I know this is a fluid situation, but I am hopeful when I see him say it.
Yeah, I think it carries some hope for me too. This whole time, every day you're like, oh, well, now we're going to be locked down till fall. So it's like just negative. Mm-hmm. And I stopped listening to the negative. But when I hear one sliver of positive, I'm all over it. So
jumping on it.
Give me that hope.
Yeah, I'm with both of you guys. And the same thing, Jesse. Now I saw some Harvard study that's saying if there's no vaccine, we may have to do this till 2022. And I'm thinking, all right, we're just at the beginning of 2020, and my brain just refuses to wrap around it. So I won't even. So when I do hear something like this, I mean, if it's like you said, Harry, if it's baseball happening, I mean, I know you're not the baseball guy, but if it's baseball happening in Arizona in spring training facilities, I'm all over it. If it's golf, which we'll talk about, I'm all over it. I would love to, I don't know about you guys, but if we got football back, NFL football in the fall, and it runs through, and then somehow college football holds off till the spring, and we can go NFL and then right into college football in the spring, I am all in.
Oh, that would be phenomenal.
Get one full calendar year of straight football.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign me up for that.
Give it to me. Because then the NFL can own Saturday and Sunday. They can have, 2 games on Saturday and then the slate on Sunday, Thursday. Oh my God. Yep. I'm all in. Yep. So hopefully what Dr. Fauci's saying, we can get somewhat back to normalcy. And coming into that also, Harry, we're really going to talk to you on this one, is the PGA. They're coming out that they're eyeing a return in June 11th through the 14th, I think, at the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth. So do you think this is a realistic time, Harry? Do you, what do you think this looks like? I know there'd probably be no fans, but would players be carrying their own bags, social distancing from their caddies? How does that look?
I don't think these guys end up carrying their own bags. I think you can sort of social distance 6 feet away from your caddy and still get the advice and whatnot. And you're both touching the same club anyway, right?
Yep.
Right. So, and the ball and all that thing. I mean, these guys will have to be tested. They're sort of treated as a unit. So I think the caddy thing could work itself out. There won't be any fans, and I don't think that's a big deal because, golf, they're supposed to be quiet when these guys are hitting anyway. Everybody loves the Ryder Cup and they love the 16th hole in Phoenix, but that's not real golf. I mean, that's a special occasion. So I think it could easily be done without fans. And June 11th to the 14th seems reasonable to me. But I do sort of look at this and say, well, it's a whole lot easier to cancel an event than it is to say 2 weeks prior to the event, hey, let's put it on. So I understand like saying this now gives me like, oh man, maybe that's the hopeful target day. Let's get a countdown clock going. But I do realize that they do reserve the right, depending on what the experts say, 3-4 weeks prior to say, hey, we jumped the gun. No Colonial in June. Our next target date is X.
Yep. And because of that, you can't kill them, right?
Right.
Since you understand that, we understand that. At least they're giving us some sort of hope. And if they have to, they have to do what they have to do. I think we all are in that mindset where we understand, how these things go. But if, at least they're trying, right?
Right.
Let me just chime in real quick, because I think if there's everything I hear, like I've been hearing April and May are shot. So like anything in June to me automatically just sounds realistic. But if there's a sport that's going to be able to come back first and like logistically make it work, it's going to be golf. You know what I mean? Whether you have one player on a hole or maybe 2 players on one hole, like they'll be able to figure that out easier than, teams that have, 20 plus guys on them. So yeah, it kind of feels pretty realistic to me, but we'll see.
Except for WWE, which was issued as essential in Florida. Love believe.
Florida's a wild fucking place.
Yeah. I should have never moved out.
Yeah.
Especially for this. Like my father lives in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, he's got a pool in the back. He's just chilling all day. I mean,
why don't you go down and visit him?
I know I should. I mean, we'll just stay right outside. I'll probably get arrested trying to drive through states. Can't even get down the shore right now. Our beach house in LBI. If you don't live in LBI as your primary residence, you get turned right around at the bridge.
Yeah.
Same thing's happening in Sea Isle, and they're saying that locals in Sea Isle are like vandalizing cars with Pennsylvania plates. So we're like, we're not going to our house. Yeah, even though we own the house, I'm not dealing with that. Yeah,
not happening. All right, fellas, we are right at a half hour, right on our dot. We covered a ton today. Harry, is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Just the show, Sirius XM channel 211. It's Dan Patrick Radio. We come on from 3 to 6 every weekday Eastern time, 3 to 6 p.m. And a lot of times immediately thereafter or an hour after they rerun the show. So if you did miss it, and it's also podcasted everywhere. The Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on Sirius XM 211.
Yeah, I've been listening to it daily on my app on my phone. The SiriusXM app on the phone is money.
And
I can just
SiriusXM
listen right with my.
is free from now, right now till May 15th. If you
Awesome.
don't,
you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. And I keep saying everybody, it feels like old times, with Mays and Bruno back. It's just, it feels great.
That word of normalcy comes back here in these two together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just feels right?
Right.
It feels nice. Feels
Thank
nice.
you.
All right, fellas, that was a Wednesdays with Harry edition of Lunchables. We'll be back tomorrow and Friday, hopefully, to get you through your normalcy of quarantine. But I am K-Mess. I'm out.
See you, folks.
Kev, Jesse, everybody, out.